Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of Come and See here at SSJ at Home. Our guest this morning is Kendall Lasseigne. Kendall has been with us before many years, not many years ago, many weeks ago, to discuss the Blessed is She program that is still going on
Yes.
at St. Simon and Jude. Kendall, welcome, and thanks for being with us today for an exciting new program you're a part of.
Well, thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate giving me some time.
Well, you are certainly welcome. I have to be careful which way to go with this interview, because I could talk to you forever about the writing process. Because I'd sure like to know about how that went for you. And you are going to be with us on Saturday morning at Domek Hall this December the 5th, Saturday morning at 10 o'clock to talk about your new book, which is prayers that you have written to God. You have called the book My Inner Room, Prayer Poems to God. Let's start just by telling us a little bit about the book, if you will, Kendall.
Well, okay. So actually, when I was writing this book, I didn't really know I was writing the book. This is a culmination of about, 20 years of prayer journey that I was writing to God. And over the years, as these poems, I've always had a love for poems. It's something that my parents instilled in me. And I've always just been a writer. And so for me to pray, writing is natural. And after about 20 years, and I've shared these with reflections with other people, and I've had a lot of comments of, you should write a book, you should write a book. And so I finally kind of sat down and did so. And my inner room is what I think of when I go and talk with God. I use that Bible verse from Matthew that, go to your inner room and pray to your Father in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will hear you. And so that's my special place. So hence the title of the book.
Sometimes that little nudge you get from people, hey, you should write a book, is the last piece in the puzzle. And
oh, very much so. And the not having ever written a book of written things, the whole process was very enlightening. I've learned a lot. There was a lot that, as far as the editing process, and we can talk about that, at a later date, but much more involved than I anticipated. I thought, oh, here it is. But getting it just right was really important. And I think for me, it was more getting it right with the reverence for God, which when you're dealing sometimes with the secular world, that's a lot harder.
Sure. So when you pulled some of these old prayer journals out and read them again, assumably for the first time in years, some of them, I suppose, what you had written, was it emotional? Did it surprise you? Did it bring back memories that you'd forgotten?
Absolutely. All of the above, and I'm still writing them, actually. It's just the way that I pray. But there are some very poignant ones of specific things in my life that were going on that was very, when you pull that up, and it just brought back those memories of a lot of times through struggles of just trying to give it all to God. And yeah, you think that that's supposed to make life easy because he's going to take it, but it doesn't mean he takes the burden away. It just means he's supposed to help you through it. A lot of poems were written when we went on vacation at the beach, when you just had time to stay still and listen to God. And so that's reflected in some of those. They're not hard to find.
Yeah. I guess writing prayer poems for as many years as you did, and then kind of filing them away, and it's one way to get by writer's block, I guess, if it's already written over so many years. So congratulations to you on that. We look forward to your presentation on Saturday morning. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to tell us that maybe we haven't talked about here in the last couple of minutes.
Well, I think just the process of going through it, of how did I come to write this? How did these prayer poems, what in it about me started that journey? And the things that I somewhat struggled with, or the joys that I had that brought me there. I think talking about how I went through the actual process of, now I'm going to write a book, so now what? Actually, the title was the last thing, so I'll talk about that. the actual picture for the cover was a whole process. And, you know, that even had its own spiritual journey. And I think more that how I grew through the whole process really brought me a good idea of how God can use someone's gifts, even when you're not really sure he's using you, to put something forth. Since the book is published, my one prayer was, we let it touch one person's heart. And I've had a lot of comments of poems that people say, wow, that one spoke to me. And so just sharing about those things.
You mentioned the cover. Do you have a copy of the book in arm's length?
I do. It's in paperback and in hardcover. It's also on Kindle. And yeah, there's a story behind this one too. So I'll definitely be talking about that.
Yeah, I'd sure like to know more about that. That's a nice looking cover there.
Thank you. It can be found on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. I have copies. I'll be bringing those. And so if anybody would like a copy, either paperback, I have them and I can sign them there if you'd like.
And is this your first book?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not going to be my last.
It is or isn't?
It is not.
Oh, good.
I've written lots of children's poems over the years. And so my family's been pushing hard about that. And I'm continuing to write prayer poems. So there may be a second edition later on in life.
Wonderful. Well, that's really great, Kendall. I appreciate you coming on and talking to us this morning. Kendall Lasseigne at 10 a.m. Saturday, December 5th at Domac Hall. One final question. People need to RSVP to come in, or it's preferred, right?
Yes, it definitely. And you can go on the website. They should have under the events and speaker series, so you can register there. And thanks to Marie Weiss, who's organized this and invited me to actually come and be a guest speaker. I do believe that bringing something for St. Vincent de Paul is your entrance fee. So anything that they need in the pantry, if you can please bring that, then we'll collect that and be able to give that to St. Vincent de Paul. Okay,
Kendall Lasseigne, thanks for being with us, and best of luck to you on Saturday. Hope you have plenty of folks to share with.
Thank you. Thanks, Jimmy. Bye. Bye.